Hey there friends, Katie Craver back with you for more fun and adventure as we seek to go beyond the borders of major U.S. cities. Now of course, you know where I am here in Times Square, the Big Apple, some say the center of the universe. And certainly there's lots that we can do here in New York City, like go check out the Statue of Liberty, probably take in a show, and I'm sure we'd eat some pizza and probably a couple of bagels too. But I'm wondering, what if we stop limiting ourselves to the borders of these cities and go beyond and check out the fun that lies out there on the fringe? Now in the New York area, that could mean lots of things, like maybe we'd go for a hike, sample some wine in the Northeast's largest wine cellar, and I even heard where we can track down Teddy Roosevelt himself. So if you're in New York just for a short visit, or maybe you live here for the long haul, it's definitely worth checking out the benefits that lie out there on the fringe. So let's go.
I'm going to meet you. I'm going to meet you. I'm going to meet you. No matter where you are.
Travel up the Hudson River away from the hectic city life just downstream, and suddenly you're transported into another time, an area of sleepy towns, majestic water views, and one of New York State's top tourist destinations, West Point Military Academy. Even as a visitor, I can feel the dedication and devotion held in the cadet motto of duty, honor, country. And what a beautiful spot. I mean, look at that view. 4,000 cadets work towards college degrees and commissioning as an Army officer. Only the best of the best get accepted. And no college is complete without sports. Surely you've heard of that infamous Army-Navy football rivalry, right? Well, it all started here. So this is Michie Stadium, home to all of the Army's Division I lacrosse and football games. And typically on a game day, this place is going to be filled with about 40,000 screaming fans. So in addition to military and academic activities, the cadets here certainly do get to take part in some fun, including those plebes. That's all arranged by Colonel Craig Flowers, the Director of Cadet Activities. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
It's very nice to meet you. We're so excited that you're here.
And I understand you have a bunch of wonderful things you want to show me?
We really do. First of all, welcome on behalf of the Superintendent to West Point, a national treasure that you will never forget. We're in beautiful Eisenhower Hall that opened in 1975 with Bob Hope. This is America's Theater. It's open to the public, and it's only an hour from New York City. Let's go show you around.
Okay, wonderful. He's known as the Director of Fun around campus. Thanks to him and his staff, cadets and the general public enjoy Broadway-style shows in the largest theater north of New York City. There's also a full-service restaurant for some pre-show noshing. So what's the reason to come here if you're just a civilian?
Well, first, it's the #1 attraction in the state of New York, West Point, right here on the banks of the mighty Hudson River. Here we are. I mean, there's probably no more dramatic view in
yeah, this is pretty
Coast.
incredible.
It's amazing.
It really is.
And here we are just across from Constitution Island. So when you come here, you're coming to a national treasure. You're coming to a place that is bigger than you are and that every American ought to visit. It really is a remarkable, inspirational, historical treasure that we all ought to come visit, and it's open to the public. So, you know, one could come here on a weekend and spend the entire weekend and never get bored.
Well, you've definitely gotten to meet some very interesting performers and well-known comedians and musical acts. Tell us about some of those performers and what were some of the more memorable performances that you've been able to facilitate.
You know, we've had some tremendous stars here, from Toby Keith to Trace Atkins, and we hope to have quite a few more. But I do get to spend quite a bit of time with each one of the acts and the stars that come in, and every one of them, it's such a remarkable place, Katie, that every one of them, whether it's a comedian or a singer, they're very humbled when they walk out to that stage. They're physically almost knocked backwards when they see the Corps of Cadets, and it ranges from anywhere from 100 cadets to 1,500 cadets depending on the show. They are so overwhelmed by what this place stands for. I mean, this is the birthplace of Army leadership. Here we're right across, we're a driver and a 3-iron away from Constitution Island, where George Washington's troops, 150 plus, spent 2 winters out here, where the Great Chain was tagged across the Hudson River to stop the British forces from coming down to separate our troops, and where we defended this great nation from the West Point. And you really get that feeling. It's hard to describe in words, but you get that sense. I've noticed it, Katie, since you've been here. You've been moved a couple of times as we've walked through Eisenhower Hall. And that's a very normal feeling, and we need to embrace those feelings. In fact, we need more of it in this country. You know, it's more than just a show at West Point. It's more than just a game at West Point. The birthplace of Army leadership is America's birthplace of Army leadership. And America is welcome with open arms here at this place.